Thank you very much. My name is Mike Shooter. I'm the current president of BACP. BACP has just recruited its 40,000th member, which makes us the second largest counselling organisation in the world, but we're infinitely better than the American one, which is only slightly larger. Okay. We are active members of the Academy and part of your working groups. And we're very proud to be sponsor of this event. I think you've done an amazing amount of work to raise the profile of the social sciences in general and well-being in particular. I was asked to thank a number of people, most of whom aren't actually here, to beginning with Carey Cooper, who's nursing his norovirus at home, thank goodness, otherwise we'd all have it by the end of the day. Richard Layard, of course, whose name is synonymous, as you know, with the talking therapies and the well-being they help to promote. And Andy Burnham, who ain't here yet, but I'll say it in his absence, as the Shadow Secretary of State for Health, I think his very commitment to be here, let's hope he does arrive, his commitment to be here shows just how far well-being has risen up the public policy agenda. From the shadows it once lurked in, and also the commitment to enshrine counselling in the NHS Constitution, which I think would be absolutely magnificent. If I may, I'm just going to take a few minutes to say that I actually have a personal and a professional stake in this booklet that we're launching today. Personal because, like several other people in this room, if the statistics are right, I also have a mental health problem. I have a recurrent depressive disorder which has required treatment many times over the years. And it first took me when I'd gone back as a mature student to read medicine. And in my final year of training, I was stricken with depression. I was absolutely terrified. I had absolutely no idea whatsoever what was happening to me. I had no experience of it in myself or my family or any of my friends. And what helped me at the time? Well, first of all, Samaritans helped me because I was suicidal. And they literally held my life together in their hands until I got into treatment. And treatment, of course, was partly medication, and it did help. But the main part of that treatment was counselling. I had a wonderful counsellor who put me back together again, who raised my self-esteem, who established again my sense of control over my own life, who reconnected me to my family and my friends and people around me. So I'm very grateful to see that the Samaritans feature in this booklet because I think they're an extraordinarily important organisation. I also have a stake in this booklet professionally, because I was so well treated in my own disorder that I decided I would become a psychiatrist when I was free to specialise in medicine. And for 30 years, I worked with children and families in the old mining valleys of South Wales, than which at the time, and still is, I'm afraid, no poorer area in Europe. And I think we treated those children and families appallingly badly in our child and adolescent mental health services when I first became a member of them. Either we rejected them because they were social problems and had nothing to do with us, or we diagnosed and treated them with medication. That's to say, we called all the young boys whose behaviour was a product of the poverty and unhappiness that they lived in, we called them hyperactive and we gave them Ritalin, for want of anything better to do. I spent a lot of my time trying to counsel those children and families, and it's only when I became part of BACP that I had a structure that told me exactly what I was trying to do, and I'm very grateful for BACP for giving me that structure. But at the time, one of the few joys of going around the sink estates at the top end of the mining valleys where all the coal mining had gone, all the heavy industry, iron, steel and so on, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, violence, family breakup and so on were rife. One of the few joys of working there was occasionally finding a parent, two parents, a child, a family who were not only surviving but actually flourishing. And one wondered what it was that they had. What sort of resilience did they have that allowed them to keep their head above the parapet? And if only we could bottle it and pass it around, then perhaps more families would benefit too. I'm glad to say that in the 20, 30 years since, resilience is now a prime subject for study, and high time too. And there's been some magnificent work through the Academy and Richard and various other people around this table on resilience. And I'm especially proud to be someone who lives and worked all his life in Wales, because in Wales we now have a school counsellor in every single secondary school in the Principality, and we're just about to extend that to primary schools too, and that is only possible because of a huge amount of funding from Welsh Government. So Westminster, take note. And those school counsellors have an extraordinary role to play in promoting resilience. So that's me. So thank you to the Academy for launching this booklet, for writing this booklet, for sponsoring this event today. Thank you personally, and thank you professionally, and thank you on behalf of BACP. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.